around 6 o'clock here on your Monday. Jason and Alicia here with you. We're following two big breaking news stories. That horrible tragedy at Park Tavern in St. Louis Park. Michelle Beck is live on that. And also Audrey following some breaking news as well.
It's been an active overnight. We'll get you caught up here in just a moment. But first, let's get to Ben in for John this morning on this Labor Day. If people are grilling out, a little chilly to start.
It is a cool start to the day, especially up in the Arrowhead. If you know anybody that's hanging out at a cabin up in northeastern Minnesota, look at this. It's 37 degrees in Grand Marais, much more comfortable in the mid-50s right now around the Twin Cities. Out of the 694, 494 loop, temperatures are in the 40s, so it is a cooler, we'll call it an almost crisp start to the day. And it's thanks to this area of high pressure, keeping the clouds away and keeping the rain away for at least a couple of days. You can expect to see abundant sunshine today. Temperatures warming up into the mid-70s, a couple degrees cooler than average, but notice the wind starts to ramp up from the south later this afternoon, and that will help to warm us up in the days ahead. Lovely sunrise shot this morning. We will have your back to school forecast for those kids tomorrow morning. That's coming up in a couple minutes. But first, let's toss it over to Cece. Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to you all out there. Live look here right before you get to the Laurie Hill Tunnel. Things looking pretty good, pretty quiet. Same thing as you head out of the tunnel. Quiet, and that's really the case around the metro, and as we're on a holiday, that's going to be the case around the metro. Drive times are normal right now. We have those existing construction projects, of course, but there's only one new project that's starting today, and that's later tonight. I still want to let you know about it though, so I'll tell you more about it. It's in Roseville, Highway 36, just after 6:15. Alicia.
All right, Cece, thank you. Let's get right to breaking news out of St. Louis Park, where a car drove onto the patio of a popular tavern, killing 2 people and injuring 3 others.
In the last few hours, we've confirmed some of the victims were nurses and staff members at a local hospital. Here's a look at where that happened on Louisiana Avenue off of Highway 7 at Park Tavern about 9 hours ago. That's where Michelle Beck joins us live with brand new details. Michelle.
Jason, Alicia, it was a terrifying scene, as you'll hear from some brand new eyewitness sound. But take a look at what's left here behind me. You can imagine how terrifying it was too by just taking a look at this beat up furniture, including part of a fence now strewn on the grass. We now know the driver has been arrested for criminal vehicular homicide, and the 56-year-old now is in the City Hall jail. 2 people were killed and 3 others were hurt, as moments before witnesses say 30-some people were out here on the patio enjoying their night. That was around 10 hours ago. Police say the driver came into the lot, tried parking, then drove into the patio at a high speed.
Immediately turned my head and saw him drive through this patio with people, man. Yeah. Didn't see a single brake light or nothing. Just drove.
Very loud, very obvious something's wrong.
Well, that first witness you just heard from actually said he had a run-in with the driver before he plowed into the patio here. Meanwhile, the Park Tavern says they will be closed until further notice. That message coming in on Facebook just a few hours ago here. They say they're doing that to support and care for their staff and their neighbors. Back to you.
Just an unimaginable tragedy out there. Michelle Beck reporting live. Thank you very much. We're also following breaking news unfolding off of Lake Street in Minneapolis.
In the last 30 minutes, the medical examiner arrived on scene of what appears to be a deadly shooting. Audrey Russo is live near 13th Avenue South. Audrey, what can you tell us this morning?
Well, Jason, Alicia, within the last 10-15 minutes or so, the entire scene cleared. I think that's pretty evident from what you can see behind me. The crews are all gone. Truthfully, very upsetting to watch. We could see police loading the body up into the medical examiner's van. Then the fire department came through, hosed off the sidewalk in front of Christ International Church, and now it appears as though nothing ever happened. So obviously there are a lot of questions here that still need to be answered. Take a look at this video. This is video that our cameras captured around 3:45 this morning, where there were a lot more police officers here. We could see them scanning the sidewalk for evidence, looking in garbage cans, looking with flashlights, trying to see exactly what happened. I could see 7 or 8 evidence markers in the street and on the sidewalk as well. Now, I've reached out to police for exactly more information about what happened here, what brought them to the scene. Again, this is around 13th Avenue and East Lake Street, about a block away from the Powderhorn Park area. I talked to police. They tell me that they are expecting to release more information in the coming hours, but for now, this is what we know. We know that the scene is clear. We know that the medical examiner arrived on scene, and that obviously there are still a lot more questions to be answered. Back to you.
A lot of questions, no doubt about that. Audrey Russo reporting live. Thank you. We're going to continue to follow both of these stories as they develop. You can look for the latest online at KARE11.com. Well, happening right now, massive demonstrations in Israel are escalating as the country's largest labor union goes on strike. Protesters are looking to put pressure on their government to secure a ceasefire deal. Now, all of this unrest comes after the bodies of 6 hostages were discovered in Gaza, including Israeli-American Hirsch Goldberg Polin. And now tens of thousands of protesters are filling the streets of Tel Aviv, calling on the prime minister to do more to bring home the remaining hostages. U.S. officials say ceasefire talks continue, and today President Biden and Vice President Harris will meet with the U.S. hostage negotiating team.
We'll take a look at this, a bird's eye perspective of what some people are dealing with days and days after destructive storms slammed the metro. The National Weather Service confirming at least 2 tornado touchdowns on Thursday night, an EF0 near Hastings and EF1 in Isanti and Anoka counties. In Andover, a lot of people will be using their day off today to clean up storm damage. This street near Birch Ridge Park is littered with trees left behind from last week's storms. A tree service crew happened to be working on the street when the tornado rolled through. One worker says in his 21 years in business, he's never seen damage quite like this.
It almost seemed like a battle zone. You know, it's just like somebody laid waste to this whole area.
Usually our main thing is be out of the drop zone. And with this, it was any tree could go at any time, and we're in the drop zone.
Now, if you're looking to replace any trees that you may have lost, the DNR says seedling sales will start in the fall.
Time now just about 6:08 as we stay on top of the 2024 presidential race. This week marks the start of a pretty pivotal stretch for both former President Trump and Vice President Harris leading up to the November election. After taking the weekend off, both Harris and Trump will hit a range of states with just over a week to go until their first debate. Trump's campaign has events planned in North Carolina, Arizona, and California. And then Saturday, he has another rally in Wisconsin. In a matter of hours, Harris will be at a Labor Day event in Pittsburgh with President Biden, while Governor Walz campaigns in Milwaukee. This comes after his surprise trip to the state fair.
For those not from Minnesota, just to be clear, there's a lot of great state fairs in the country. This is the best one. I don't get 12 days, which I normally get, a little bit more of a disruption.
Now, the governor's visit stayed mostly in the Dairy Building for security reasons. Tomorrow, the Harris-Walz campaign kicks off a bus tour in Palm Beach, Florida, focused on reproductive rights.
Well, you're looking live at the Minnesota State Fairgrounds ahead of their final day. When the gates open here in about an hour, kids under 12 will get in for a discounted rate in honor of Kids Day. Now, over the last few days, hundreds of thousands of people showed up at the fair after heat and storms last week caused some low attendance both Monday and Thursday. Friday, though, set a new daily attendance record with 225,000 people walking through the gates. So far, overall, 1.5 million people have attended the fair this year. That total is without Sunday's attendance, and those numbers will be out at noon.
The Minnesota Lynx